Guys, I want to remind you guys about the importance of choosing wisely, okay? God gives us all discernment for a reason. I just watched this video of this man who was sundowning. If you don't know what sundowning means, it basically is when your brain, well, really and truly, the medical term comes from when usually they have you on a certain amount of medication and things like that, and then the medication starts to wean off after a certain amount of hours for you to sleep, right? So when you sleep, your brain is not needing those medications, and therefore it weans you off of them so you can take the medicine for the next day. You know what I'm saying? So it's not overlapping. Anyway, a lot of times this also happens with dementia patients where they remember a lot during the day, their cognitive abilities are firing, and then towards the end of the day, usually around about 6 to 8 o'clock, cognitive functions start going downhill, right? So this man is in his own house and he starts sundowning. And his wife had such an amazing, sweet, kind, gentle spirit, voice, and everything. And she's explaining to him what's going on because he was confused. And so he said, I just don't know who y'all are. She said, I'm your wife, and those are your children, and, so on and so such. So he was like, okay. And she was like, you had an accident at work, and, now you have dementia, and so on and so such. And he was like, okay. And he was like, well, I don't know why you with me because I'm not working right now, right? And she was like, I know you had an accident and now you have dementia, and the last thing you remember is being 24 years old. But it's 2026, and he started doing the math in his head, and he was like, I'm 48. And she was like, yeah. And he was like, man. He was like, I wish y'all would have told me. Like, and she's like, yep, we kind of have this conversation all the time, but I'm here to help you. I love you. I got you, so on and so such. And she was so gentle and so sweet. And, obviously she's had this conversation with him probably daily for however many months, years, whatever. But his brain doesn't function that way. After a certain amount of hours of the brain running, it gets tired and it'll start shorten out. Short term, long term memory are, overlapping each other, right? And so at the end of it, she says, I love you. And he struggled because you could tell he wanted to say, I love you too, but he couldn't because he didn't know who the hell she was. And you have to be a strong person to love somebody through that. You know what I'm saying? When they don't even know who you are, you still got to pour into their cup. Do you know how strong you have to be? Y'all better choose wisely